Bell rolls is the reporter thrown into the secretive world of the Forex Super Model, where nothing is as it seems. Beware the techno monk, and steer clear of Professor Code and his two assistants. Give the senior trader a wide berth, and don't expect any sense from the risk manager.
Good morning, I'm Professor Code. This is the Forex Super Model daily briefing for Thursday the 25th of the November 2021. Time is just coming up to 25 past 4 in the morning. GMT, Asian session coming to a close, European session firing up, our lunchtime, North American session. Right, yesterday, Wednesday the 24th, Fed minutes day. We had a positive opposed driver in the dollar, plus 128, front and back door flows, mainly coming out the euro at minus 77, out the pound at minus 66, and the yen was the positive rock at plus 15, activity plus or minus 143. Intra-week then becoming more relevant. This is from Monday the 22nd, open to about 15 minutes ago. We've got a positive unopposed driver in the dollar this time, plus 318, no backdoor flows. The opposing negative flows mainly coming out of the yen at minus 271, out of the pound at minus 46, and the euro was the excuse me, negative rock at minus 1, activity plus or minus 318. Right, so yesterday we had a pump up in the pound, the dollar. It started driving, taking mainly out of the euro and a bit out of the pound, and the yen was fairly static. And over the week then we got an extreme sort of dollar strength. We got unopposed positive driver in the dollar, and the yen basically taking the brunt of it off the back of a bit of equity strength transmission as well. Intraday then, this is the Asian session to about 15 minutes ago. We've got a negative opposed driver in the dollar, so the dollar's weakened, minus 49, front and back door flows, mainly going into the pound at plus 42, into the euro at plus 28, and the yen is the negative rock at minus 21, activity plus or minus 70. So we've got sort of reversal flows going on here. We've got dollar weakness in the Asian session. We've got where is it? Euro strength. And take your pick in the middle. Right, we'll stop it there and write up the flows. Right, we've written up the flows then. So the euro is strong except against the pound. The yen is weak except against the dollar, the New Zealand dollar, and the Swiss. The pound is strong across the board. The Swiss is weak except against the dollar and the New Zealand dollar. The CAD is strong except against the euro and the pound. The AUD is strong except against the euro, the pound, and the CAD. The NZD is weak except against the dollar, and the dollar is weak across the board. So what have we got? We've got dollar weakness in the Asian session, pound strength, and then you've got secondary euro strength there, except for the pound, which is strong, and you've got where is it? New Zealand dollar, secondary New Zealand dollar weakness, except for the dollar. So take your pick in the middle. Right, what's going to knock it about, or has knocked it about? Well, the Fed minutes then basically, the big takeaway from that really, if there was one, is they're going to give less certainty about the path of inflation, basically because they cocked it up and said it was transitory, and now they're all rowing back and talking about quicker tapers and all the rest of it. And so that's really the thing to get away. So what do you take away from that? That they haven't really got a clue on forward guidance. But anyway, that's another issue. We've got a US holiday today, Thanksgiving Day, and a shortened trading day tomorrow. So they clear off about lunchtime American. The ECB President Lagarde's speech today, and Bank of England Governor Bailey's speech today as well. So on Friday tomorrow we've got Australian retail sales, tier 1 event, and the Swiss GDP, also a tier 1 event. So there's a little bit going on, but bear in mind it's a US holiday today, and some markets are shut. Right, stop it there and write up the asset classes. Right, we've written up the asset classes, and the US dollar index then, basically it's up, it did this big break, it's up at or near the high. Gold is at half marks, won't really like a strong dollar, but it's got other issues driving demand there, like year-end physical demand, and inflation hedge. Oil then did a break. It's come back 0.31. It's come back 31% from the high. Wall Street S&P Tech. Well, Wall Street's did the break. It's come back 0.14, 14% from the high. S&P basically is at or near a double top after the break, and the tech has come back a little bit, 0.09 from the high. So in terms of strength, it's S&P, tech, Wall Street lagging. Copper chopping about 0.43 from the high, but above half marks. US steel 0.40 from the high, again above half marks. So and sorry, we didn't do the US 10-year. The US 10 years, this is the price. It's broken support. US 10-year yields strong, and it's stayed below support as well. So that's interesting. And the bund is above half marks in price, 0.40 from the high. So its yields are relatively weak. So they're significantly weaker than US yields. So that's something to bear in mind. Right, we'll just get rid of that and then we'll do the final analysis. So as we said, from an economic calendar point of view, we've obviously got the American holiday today, and then you've got a short trading day tomorrow. So that's that can have one or two effects. They can either try things on because of thinner liquidity, or they'll just dirge around. CAD, AUD, NZD, Swiss. Right, so we've just had the FOMC minutes. We've had some pretty positive data in the US as well. On balance, it's positive for the dollar. And equities are sort of at or near their highs, so you've got a neutral to negative yen transmission. The CAD oil's come off a fair bit, oil there. New Zealand dollar's been thumped down because of expectations of the rates didn't go their way, and you've got AUD retail sales on Friday. So that's something to bear in mind. So you've got retail sales on Friday, and the Swiss GDP Friday as well. GDP. Okay, so that sort of size us in. What do we think is going to happen then? Well, if you look at the flows. Yesterday the dollar got a bit of a pump, but over the week it's like maxing out. It's the unopposed positive driver, which means one of two things. It means either the start of a further ramp up in the dollar, or a peak in the dollar as well. So that's something to bear in mind. And we've had relative strength in the dollar, as you can see from the dollar index. So it's not that clear, and this holiday sort of clouds the issue. And the yen likewise has been weak. So it all depends how the sort of the rest of the market plays it today. You've got, as I said, we've got plenty of speeches coming out, and Bailey. The likelihood is you're going to see, noticing we're starting to get pound strength again. The likelihood is you're going to see a pump in the pound because it's the safest place to go at the moment. And if you look at the Asian flows, you've got dollar yen on the weak side, and you've got euro pound there on the positive. So the likelihood is that, given the overall scenario, is that the pound, unless the old Bailey says something dozy and brings the pound down, then the likelihood is you're going to see pound strength. So you want to be long some sort of pound pair. If you're short-term trading, we'll watch out for that. So and the dollar yen on the negative. This is sort of risk on flows. So you're likely to see a pump in equities, and remember, equities are slightly off as well. They're slightly below their highs, So it might give people the confidence to make the Americans try and play catch up on Friday morning. So you might see an equity pump, which will lead to a yen fall. So pound yen is the obvious one to go long. So that's what we think is going to happen. We'll obviously keep an eye on it, how things develop. I hope that was useful. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.